If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, one and all. So myself, I am Shiva, and I'll be the instructor for this training program of SuccessFactors here at ZaranTech. So I just want to make sure a couple of things from everyone. Please make sure all your devices are on mute. So whenever there is a question, you have a hand raise option. Please keep your hand raised so that we'll call your name and we can have your question discussed. Every 5 minutes during my discussion, I'll definitely stop and take the questions. Okay, so please do not interrupt the flow of the session. Do not unmute your device so that we can avoid the background noises. Okay, and before we get into the agenda, so let me first introduce myself and then we'll get into the regular agenda soon. Just a second. So as just mentioned, myself, I am Shiva, where I hold around 15 years of experience in the SAP domain, where I've covered multiple roles, starting as an ABAP HR programmer, followed by I've been into SAP HCM functional consulting, and past 6.5 years into SuccessFactors consulting. Okay. And coming to my experience on the training front, I've been delivering SuccessFactors trainings since 4.5 years, where I've trained over 1,000+ participants from different parts of the globe, people from US, UK, Australia, Middle East, India, multiple parts. And it's in multiple formats like the corporate, retail, different formats. Prior to that, I even handled SAP HCM trainings for a couple of years and I trained over 100+ participants on HCM as well. So this is about my experience both on the real time as a professional and also as a trainer parallelly. Okay. And coming to my credentials, I'm a professional certified consultant with certifications on all the top significant areas of SF in the name of employee central, recruiting, performance, succession, career development planning, all these top significant modules. So this is about me at a high level. So going further down the line, we'll get to know more about each other for sure. And in this very first session, the demo session that we are now going to have for the SuccessFactors, I'll introduce you with the agenda that we'll be going through now for the next 1.5 hours. So first thing is the modules that we have planned in this curriculum, guys. What are the set of modules that we'll be getting trained on, followed by some details about this course, the way how we execute it, and immediately jumping into the main agenda of understanding SuccessFactors. As every one of you are definitely you have your experiences in your respective areas as on date, but SuccessFactors, everybody is new towards it. So right from the fundamental basics, we should be clear with the architecture and all. So in this very first session at demo level, I'll introduce you the systems, how they look like, what is architecture, how it functions, all that idea. And at last, we can extend our discussion of today's session with different kinds of questions. Not only at the ending, even in between, if you have any questions, as I already mentioned, you can have your hand raised. I'll take your questions. So this is the agenda the way we forward. And to start with the first thing, the curriculum, what we'll be going through in this training program is first we start with the topic called Introduction to Mastery. So Introduction to Mastery is the one that will give you the complete fundamental basics of the SuccessFactors solution, where as most of you already know, SuccessFactors as a HR product, and we have a portfolio of around 11 different modules in SuccessFactors, guys. So among those 11 modules, before you go into the configuration of any of those modules, we should be first clear with the fundamental, like the architecture, the way how the system is designed, what are the systems involved, the navigations, so all such kind of things. So before we get into understanding the configuration knowledge of all that modules, the one that you're currently seeing on the screen, it's basically a bunch of different modules that we have in SuccessFactors, like recruiting, learning, succession, performance, different modules. Okay, so these modules, before we go into the configurational level discussions of them, so first thing is what I'll concentrate in the name of mastery, introduction to mastery. So which will definitely continue for minimum 2 weeks. So that will give you the complete fundamentals of the system. And then we'll be moving into the modules where we start with Employee Central. Employee Central, which is the core module of SuccessFactors, we say. So that takes care of the complete hire to retire activities of an employee. Hiring of an employee by maintaining all his data in the system, followed by doing the probation confirmations, promotions, transfers, salary increments, till the separation of the employee from the company. Hire to retire entire cycle will be executed in Employee Central, the core module of SF. So that very important module is what we'll first start with. And once the core part of that module is done, we have an extended areas in the name of position management and time management. Line number 3 and 4 also come under the same Employee Central module as an extended areas, position management and time management. Even that we'll be looking at. And then point number 5 is the appraisal system. The goals and performance management is an appraisal system. The way how in an organization we can have an application used to set the goals and targets for the employees in the starting of the year, and we do some quarterly or yearly reviews, and by the end of the year we come up with some performance ratings for that employee. So that cycle of goal setting to performance evaluation ratings is all executed under module called goals and performance, which is point number 5. So Employee Central point number 2 and goals and performance point number 5, these are the two main modules that have a respective dedicated certifications with SuccessFactors. And at last, we'll be also looking into the analytics and reporting. So across these two modules, when we maintain a lot of employee data, performance data, goals data, all that, so we can generate a lot of reports. There are some standard SAP reports, customer specific reports that we can develop, tiles, dashboards in terms of pie charts, bar graphs, so different representation of the data, all that. So we'll be also looking into that reporting part at the end of the training program in the name of analytics and reporting topic. So this is whole the agenda that we'll be looking at. So out of the around 10 to 11 modules of portfolio that we have in SF today, so these two modules, primarily point number 2 and 5, are taken with the focus in this curriculum here at ZaranTech based on the market demand, guys. So in terms of the more demand modules in the market across the geographies, it might be the Indian market or South Asian market, or it might be Europe, America, anywhere. So these two modules are more in demand in terms of opportunities. Okay, so this is to start with in introducing you with the curriculum that we'll be going through, and then also to share you some details about the course. So we make sure that all the sessions happen on the real-time oriented scenarios, guys. As I already introduced myself, I am a real-time professional. I basically play a role of a solution architect in one of the level 5 MNCs. So as that experience, so what are the things that we basically face in the real-time projects? Any topic that I pick will be with such kind of real-time examples. And if there is something, a feature that's not available in SuccessFactors today, the way how we drive that in the real time with the workarounds, or how you suggest the workarounds to the customer. So in that way, the training sessions will be with the real time sense. So that's what I make sure when I deliver the sessions. And one more thing, most of you should be already aware that SuccessFactors certification is mandatory. In other areas, like anywhere you go for Java, .NET, Oracle, any other technologies, other technologies, certification is an added advantage or a value addition. But in SuccessFactors, it is mandatory. So if you have to work in real time, you should be a certified consultant. Okay, and clearing SuccessFactors certification is not a rocket science. So definitely with a proper training, practice and all, you'll be definitely able to clear it. So we make sure that by the end of the training program, with few more weeks of self-study and practice, you will be in a stage to take your certifications. And when I say certification readiness, it's nothing like a bookish knowledge. I make sure you have all the functional expertise to handle your own implementations in the real time. Okay, so 90% of my session time will be on the system, guys, on the SuccessFactors system. So the way how we navigate, how do we configure? So we test it, we configure it, we test it, and we leave the session with the output. So 90% of my session time will be on the system. So I don't believe in just showing the PDFs, PPTs, and all. So I configure it and show it to you. That is the thing. And one more thing, people also ask me about customizing capability of SuccessFactors. So SuccessFactors being a cloud product, to what extent that we can customize this? Yes, of course, we have a very decent customizing options that SF has given. So we have dedicated discussions on that, where if you see on my screen, point number 5, customizing capabilities like MDF. So MDF stands for metadata framework. So that framework is exclusively for enhancing the product in terms of new screens, new processes, or on the existing screens and processes. If you want to bring up new fields and all, so in various ways we can extend the product capability. So that is also a dedicated discussion that we'll have under Employee Central module. So this is all what I basically take care, or the way how ZaranTech handle this training program, gentlemen. So this is basically first to start with giving an idea about the curriculum of the modules that we look at, and then the way how we execute it. Any questions from anyone at this point? You can just raise your hands in between. Definitely we'll have your questions answered. And also people ask me this question in terms of the eligibility. So Mr. Shiva, I am from SuccessFactors background. I'm sorry, I'm from IT background, non-IT background, HR background, non-HR background. So people with different questions come to me. So am I eligible for SuccessFactors consulting? So I being in SuccessFactors market since close to 7 years, guys, I can confidently say SF doesn't expect any particular prerequisite experience. So if you are an educated person, you are absolutely eligible for SuccessFactors consulting. So in my past experience of training 1,000 plus participants, I have people from even completely non-IT backgrounds, some chemical engineering, pharma backgrounds, and female employees with maternity gaps in between, and they again restarting their career, freshers, multiple people are there. So it's all about the way how you get trained, you get have a couple of certifications in your hand, and you start applying as the jobs is all what it matters. So there is no particular prerequisite knowledge. And as everybody knows how a HR operates, end of the day, you might be from any sector, any industry, you have a fair idea of how a HR operates, what are the basic responsibilities that the HR performs in the companies. So applying the technical flavor to it and setting up the process in the system is what about SuccessFactor is. Okay, so that makes it easy. So this is about the thing where, as you see on my screen, people with point number 1, working on different SAP or other HR products, people working on SAP backgrounds, or PeopleSoft, Workday, any other HR products can migrate to SF. Core HR domain professionals can migrate. Recruiting background professionals can migrate. The HR postgraduate freshers, MBA freshers can migrate. So different people from different technologies are open for SuccessFactors consulting. Okay. So one more thing to also introduce you with the different training formats that ZaranTech basically offers. So we have instructor-led programs, instructor-led video and live trainings both, and also self-paced video trainings. So different formats is what ZaranTech offers, one to choose with. And of course, the first one, instructor-led live training, is the more recommended one, the way how I am now delivering. So you have an opportunity of direct interaction with the trainer. Then and there itself, you can even get your questions answered. So that is the 3 different formats that we have. So this is about the basic things before we get into the actual agenda of understanding what is SuccessFactors and getting introduced to that, to introduce myself and to give you a understanding of the module curriculum that we'll be looking at, and also to give you an idea about the way we execute this training program, guys. Any questions from anyone till here? I did not see any hand raised.
No, Shiva, no doubt as of now.
Great. Fine. So let me first start with introducing SF, guys. And of course, I know there are a few people who already have an idea about SF. What is this? What actually it does and all. But for the benefit of everyone, I'll make it very uh, simple and clear. So SuccessFactors in one line is a cloud-based HR solution. I'm again repeating, it's a cloud-based HR solution. So what does this cloud-based mean is what we will park it for a while. In next 3-4 slides, we'll come back to that point, what is cloud-based. But HR solution is clear. So the way how an organization would require a software to maintain and manage their employee data is where SuccessFactors will help in that terms, but not limited to that. We have multiple modules in SF. So one product and one solution as recruiting management that helps in the recruiting process, performance management for the appraisal process, learning management, compensation management. Like this, we have different modules in SuccessFactors, guys. So once a client goes for SuccessFactors, they need not look out of SuccessFactors for any other HR application. They have all categories of HR applications under one roof. So a core HR activity for a core HR solution is Employee Central, because we call it as core HR because the main expectation is a system where it will allow me to maintain the employee data, do promotions, transfers, terminations, all that. So that activities are covered under Employee Central, the core activities. Not limited to that, it also helps us with talent solutions like performance management, compensation management, learning management, recruiting, onboarding, various solutions. So the way before even before the employee comes into the organization, right from a recruiting stage, and once they are into the company, the way how we help them with the different platforms for themselves to develop. So a platform called LMS, Learning Management System. We offer them with different courses, programs that they can develop themselves. We have a CDP as a solution called Career Development Planning. So CDP is career development planning, the way how they themselves can learn and grow. We can design some career paths for them. It's not only about giving the option to learn courses, what course to learn, what is your next level with your current skill set. So that way career development as a program. We have multiple modules within SF. So a client who has taken SuccessFactors need not look out for any other HR product in the market. They have all the HR solutions under one single roof, one single login, one single system. So that is the main advantage. Okay, so these are the different modules that we come across in the SuccessFactors portfolio. So having one single module will basically help us to avoid any additional integrations, gentlemen. So you going for different vendors, different products, and tomorrow whenever the data transfer between the modules is required, you need not face any issues in terms of integration capability, compatibility and all. So that is the first advantage that you have when one solution is offering multiple modules in it. So as you see, second point on my screen, it's basically a combination of core HR and talent solutions. Core HR is what we call as Employee Central, and talent solutions are all the other various modules that you saw: performance, recruitment, career development programs, all that. And one more thing is in terms of the implementation strategy, the way how we can implement the SuccessFactors solutions to the client is that we have two ways, either as a standalone approach or as a hybrid solution. Standalone or hybrid. What does that mean is, so now example, I'm owning a business. It's been since like last 30 years, since 1992, if I'm owning a business 30 years, and already there is a HR software in my company. Of course, it's an old software. Now we are migrating to SuccessFactors. But all of a sudden, the system what is being already used from quite a long years, if I have to come to a new HR system, even if it is so good system or like SuccessFactors, client will have that hesitation to scrap their old system all of a sudden. So in that situations, if they want to start with SuccessFactors with only few modules, so they take recruitment, performance and succession, till few other solutions keep running in the old system, so that they parallelly run both the systems until the new system gets stabilized. So that way of parallelly handling both HR systems with an integration between them is possible through SuccessFactors, which we call it as a hybrid solution. And if a client is happy to scrap their old system and come to SuccessFactors completely, using all the applications of SF, we have around 10 to 11 modules, using all the applications of SF without any other system dependency, then it is standalone. So clients can easily make a decision whether they want to go with standalone approach or hybrid approach by still maintaining their old system. So SuccessFactors is compatible to get integrated with any other system in the market, absolutely. So that makes it easy for the clients to take a decision towards SuccessFactors migration from their old product to SuccessFactors. Old product might be on Java, or it might be on .NET, Oracle, any platform. They can get it migrated and even integrated with SF. So this is what SF is, a HR product which will have a bunch of various solutions under one single roof, and that has the capability to integrate with any other systems in the market. Okay. Let me take a question. Yeah, Pooja.
So Shiva, I have a question on this next slide, which you were showing on the talent solution. So I was just, trying to understand how does workforce analytics play a role in success factor. So I want to understand that bit when you were explaining about core HR and talent solution, which included compensation management, LMS. I understood. So yeah, point number four, HR analytics, workforce analytics, and planning. So I want to understand more about it. How does this help relating to success factor?
Yeah. So basically HR analytics, under the categorization of HR analytics, we have this dedicated module called workforce analytics and planning, which is
Mm-hmm.
basically a separate dedicated module. It's a separate
Mm-hmm.
license to the client, which is basically helping the client in the planning of the resources for the upcoming quarters, budgeting, the way how we do the position budgeting. So based on the forecast of the business that is going to come, say example, you take a manufacturing industry. So based on the forecast of their business for the upcoming quarters, upcoming years, so they can have a planning of how many new positions to be opened. For the second quarter, I have a budget for 500 new positions. For a third quarter, 200 more new positions. So that planning and all will be able to be done under workforce planning. And workforce analytics is a module that will, I mean, it's a subcomponent within it. Workforce analytics will help you to consolidate and bring up with the advanced reporting dashboards based on all modules of SF. So you might bring the data from employee central, performance, recruitment, from various modules of SF. You can bring the data, consolidate, and establish advanced reporting under workforce analytics. That way, based on the output that we get from the workforce analytics, a planning can be done. So based on the current workforce, current skill set that we have, so how many new resources are to be recruited, new positions to be budgeted, all that happens in the manpower planning part, which is workforce planning. So it's a, like two components within it that work hand in hand. Okay.
Okay. So as I understand, as of my understanding, I believe workforce analytics does it involve. So when you talk about reporting, consolidate all, and so is it like they Python and all that is required in this, or it is just that report bringing out reports from success factor tool?
What is the other word that you used before that? I not get you.
Python, or is there anything Python involved in analytics? Because as I know, HR analytics is world of R and SPSS and Python. So is that
So
something in this workforce analytics is just on the success factor you work upon the reports?
completely on the workforce analytics part of SF, so it's not going to involve anything on Python. There are few
Mm-hmm.
areas, few queries where that will require SQL knowledge for the people who are actually
Okay.
planning to do that module. SQL knowledge will be a bit required, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
going to involve anything on the Python area.
Okay, okay. Thanks, Shiva.
Any other questions on the slide, gentlemen? Great. So moving on, next thing is also we have to understand about where the success factors all started. So of course, most of you might be hearing about SF since last 5, 6, 7 years max, but SF is in the market since 20 years, guys. It all started in 2002, actually, very early 2002, where they started with one single module called performance and goal management, the appraisal system. That's the very first module. And right from day one, they are on the cloud-based solutions. Of course, again, the cloud-based is what I'm going to cover in next 2 more slides. So it's right from day one on the cloud-based platform, and it started with one single module called performance and goal management. And for the next 10 years, they have been bringing up new modules, acquiring some other solutions, and they have had a portfolio of around 7 to 8 solutions, where in 2011 December, SAP has acquired SuccessFactors. So looking at the success of this product, so SAP acquired SuccessFactors in 2011 December. It's actually not a product that SAP has initiated. So after acquisition also, SAP has invested a lot and even brought it to the brand image of SAP, to the standards of SAP. So almost bringing up 2 new modules into the portfolio and existing module features to be extended, enhanced. So, and today SuccessFactors solutions are supported in 168 countries across the globe, with its language supported in 43 languages, guys. So currently my slide, on the last line in my slide, it shows 40 languages, which is recently been upgraded to 43. So it covers Arabic for Middle East. In India, Hindi is supported. We have US English and British English, 2 versions supported. Chinese, Hungarian, Italian, German, like this. Top 43 significant languages that are applicable across 168 countries is where SuccessFactors stands today after 20 years. So that shows us the global consulting opportunities that we have with this product. Okay, so as a summary, it all started with one single module in 2002, and today it's a portfolio of 11 modules with 168 countries and 43 languages. So that's a little bit background about this product. I guess there is a question. 1 second. Yeah, Mr. Bhaskar. Bhaskar, you have a question? Fine. So now we have to start discussing on the cloud. So what is this cloud? So in last 15 minutes, we have been stressing on this point called SuccessFactors being a cloud-based solution. So the whole buzz is around this. What is this? How is it different from the normal applications? Is that? So first of all, cloud is very much, it has become very much common these days, guys, in our day-to-day different applications that we use. It's all cloud-based already. The way how you use your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Gmail, everything is cloud-based. The one-liner agenda of cloud-based is remotely hosting the data and accessing the data on demand whenever you require is called cloud. Remotely host the data. Like, say, example, your traditional previous projects, previous softwares and all. If a company is implementing one software, they will have one database where all the data of that project is maintained in the database, and the database is within the client office. If the client office is in Chicago they have the database. If it's an Indian client in Mumbai office, they have the database. They own the database with themselves. It is there. That is on premise, we say. In the customer's office itself, if you have the database of that project, that is on premise. But when it comes to SuccessFactors, it's cloud based. Same like the way how Facebook, LinkedIn, all these operate. So we have the database in any part of the globe. You don't even know where it is. So example, you use your Gmail, you upload an attachment in the Gmail, and even after 5 years, 10 years down the line, you can go and access that email and the attachment of that file, whatever 5 MB, 10 MB attachment, you still find it. Similarly, Facebook. So you might have uploaded some photo or video 10 years back in 2012 in your Facebook account. Even today, you can go and access that memory. So all these years, where is that video or a photo or an image stored all these years? It's not in your laptop. It's not in your mobile memory. It's in the Facebook server. And where is Facebook storing all this memory all these years? Is that in India? Is that in Saudi? Or is that in Singapore? We don't know. The Facebook server can be in any part of the globe. So that way, that process of remotely hosting the data and accessing the data on demand whenever I require it with the internet connectivity and a proper authentication into that application, I'll be able to. So Similar way, even SuccessFactors operates. All the HR data, employee data is hosted in a remote server, which is maintained and managed by SAP. So SAP is going to take the responsibility of that servers. Your company might be an MNC company having employees in different parts of the globe, and your database can be in any part of the globe again. Your employees from India, employees from US, employees from Australia, everybody can access that, the data in that system. It's all remote based, remote applications. What in this post-pandemic and all, this is what the even the global economy is looking towards. Everything to be accessible over internet. There should not be any dependency with the physical presence of the person in an office or a network. You should be able to work from anywhere, access from anywhere. That is how SuccessFactors is also designed, completely cloud-based. So remotely hosting the data and accessing the data on demand with a proper authentication into the system is where SuccessFactors operates in a similar way. And that is what technically we call it as SaaS platform, SaaS model, software as a service. So LinkedIn is a service, Facebook is a service, Gmail is a service that we are using. Similar way, SuccessFactors. So all these things, whatever I've told you the examples, none of them you are installing. If you want to use Gmail or Facebook or LinkedIn, are you installing in their laptops? It's through browser accessing them with a proper login ID password. Same way SuccessFactors. So from tomorrow, when you're learning the configurations, doing everything, you're not going to install any software for SuccessFactors. It's just a browser with an internet connection that you want, through which you'll be able to access that application. So here SuccessFactors is also a service. And today, the remote locations where the client databases are hosted are what we call them as data centers, guys. We have around 15 data centers that SAP is operating today to maintain and manage the global clients database. So we have a couple of examples to give you. Is one data center number 2 is in Amsterdam, Netherlands. We have data center number 10 in Sydney, Australia. Like that, we have one in Singapore, one within Saudi Arabia, one in South Africa. Like this, around 15 data centers are what SAP is handling, in which the client databases are hosted. So this is how the cloud functionality operates, remotely hosting the data and accessing the data on demand. Then the question what we should have is this: we understand this is how cloud operates, but why cloud? Why are people migrating towards cloud? Is that it's not that because SAP has migrated to cloud, customers are migrating. The global economy has been looking towards cloud-based applications, cloud-based processes, remote processes, easy access. So the reasons or the advantages that we basically have with cloud-based solutions is the reason why success today.
I didn't catch that.
Say the first part is hardware part base. So if a client is implementing SuccessFactors, they need not invest on any hardware like database servers, backup servers. For any project, if we are buying a server, we should also buy one more server called backup server, definitely. So this cost, infrastructure cost, is going to be reduced. And that's not even a one-time cost, guys. If you're going to have a database server in your office, you need to have a dedicated server room. You need to hire network consultants to take care of that servers round the clock. And annual maintenance charges, we say AMC. AMC has to be paid for that hardware. So like this, a lot of recurring cost will be involved in it. So that has been completely vanished from the client's pocket. Now they can save that. So the total ownership cost of the project got reduced. That's the first financial benefit that the clients see with cloud-based solutions. Second, licensing model. So basically how SuccessFactors generates revenue is based on the user licenses. The way you say today all these OTT platforms like Netflix or any other, the way you have it user-based licensing that they earn the revenue. Similar way, SuccessFactors, like if you have 1,000 employees in your company, 1,000 licenses is what you're going to take. If you have 10,000 employees, 10,000 licenses. So based on the number of user licenses, they get the revenue. And what is beneficial to the customers here is now SF is not going to charge you as whole single license called one huge value as SF license, guys. They break it down into multiple modules. So EC license, PMGM license, recruitment license separately. So today, if a client is implementing only 2 modules, they are required to pay the cost only for that 2 modules of license, but not as one single huge license called SuccessFactors. They are not going to waste their money on the unused services kind of. Only for the used services, I'm going to charge you. First benefit. Second, very important benefit is, in most of the companies, you will definitely have few set of people who are completely uneducated, illiterates, who can't even use laptops. They don't know how to use systems and all. Say in a company of 1,000 employees, if I have 200 such employees, example, like drivers, peons, floor laborers, all these people, then there is no point in the company investing a license on their name. So for those employees, SF gives you an exemption, like out of 11 modules, almost 6 modules, you can avoid purchasing license for those modules. Yeah, for those employees. There are 5 minimum modules because you maintain a record of that employee, you should pay the license, but almost 6 other modules, you need not even buy license for them. You take only 800 licenses, it's okay. That is a commercial benefit once again to the clients. And next, release management. Point number 4 on my screen, releases. So SuccessFactors comes up with new updates, releases every 6 months. Twice a year, you keep receiving new features and functionalities, guys. So today in 2022, in the month of October, if I go live, it doesn't mean that that's it. It doesn't mean that till today what I have, only that I have to use. Even for next 5 years, 10 years down the line, every 6 months, SF will be bringing up new features, functionalities, UI improvements, lot of things. And all that features are free of cost to the client. No additional cost incurred after the go live. And you don't even require it IT company support. For example, Coca-Cola implemented SuccessFactors. IBM implemented the project to Coca-Cola example. After the project is done, after the go live, every 6 months when the updates are coming, so IBM need not take Coca-Cola need not take the support of IBM to implement those new features. They can themselves implement or upgrade the system. So the way how simply we update our mobile apps, we update our mobile OS. Okay, you go to your Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and you update your mobile apps. As simple as that, the client can themselves upgrade the features without any additional costs involved in it. So that way, the SuccessFactors applications and their upgrades are designed. And of course, in terms of the last important point is accessibility. You can access the SuccessFactors solutions from anywhere, anytime, any part of the globe, and across devices, guys. SuccessFactors is supported in not only web version, not only in laptop, desktop versions, even on mobile phones. You have Android version and even the iOS version of SuccessFactors apps. It is supported in tablets, iPads, across devices. You can use SuccessFactors applications. So these are all the various reasons why cloud or why SuccessFactors. Okay. And then 1 second. So I just don't want to bore you guys with this presentations, which is not anyways my style. So I'll quickly take you to the SuccessFactors system. Before that, let me first introduce you the systems what we come across generally. So in terms of the architecture wise, when you have to configure or build a system for a client, SuccessFactors system, you work on 2 systems as a consultant: provisioning and the instance. There will be 2 systems, guys, which I'll introduce you now, and I'll give you a glance of them. Provisioning, which we call as a backend, and instance of the front end system, where in terms of the volume of activities that you do in a project, provisioning level, what you do is very minimal. Only 15% of the things is what we do in provisioning. That too, we don't call it as configurations. It's just activations. So out of 11 modules, if client has purchased the license for 3 modules, activating that 3 modules. Out of 43 languages, if client wants 5 languages to be implemented, so activating that 5 languages. that kind of activations is what we do in the provisioning, just a checkbox, checking or unchecking a checkbox. Such kind of things happen in the provisioning. The main configurations building of the system is all what happens on the front end instance side of the system. So that is where even the business will use it after the go live. Say if Coca-Cola is the client, after the project is done, all the employees of Coca-Cola are going to use the instance system. And as IT company, if IBM is the company implementing the project, the IBM consultants do the configurations also on the instance. 85% of our project activities will be on the instance. Business configurations, workflows, calculations, validations, everything is what we do it on the instance side. So provisioning is a backend and instance is a front end, like the two systems with 15:85% of the project activities distributed. But the main point is that basic things what you do in the provisioning are the crucial. That activations, checkboxes, and all what I am talking about are the crucial things. Without you doing that 15% of the things, you cannot continue with the remaining main configurations on the front end system. And that backend provisioning system is accessible only by a certified SuccessFactors consultant, gentlemen. If you are certified, then only you'll be able to access it. If you are not certified, you can't access it. So provisioning system is given only to a certified consultant. Even a business, a client who is investing lakhs of rupees or millions of dollars into the project also will not get the access to the provisioning. Only if there is a consultant who is certified in their team, they can access. That way, so provisioning is restricted for certified consultants, and the basic activations and all is what we do there. Then only the rest of the instance configurations can be done. Okay. And now I'll introduce you with the look and feel of the system. The instance system, the front end I'll start with, the majority part where we work on. The majority of our configurations will happen here, and the client is also going to see this system finally. I'll first give you a look and feel glance of it. Yeah, Mr. Chandrasekhar.
So you said the certification is mandatory, right?
Of course.
And for every 6 months, we have to update.
Of course.
So for that, we have to pay, right? For every 6 months for updation.
The place where you have to write the 6 months updates is definitely a place where you have to pay, but generally it's not the consultant who pays. The employer will be sponsoring that. Only the first time certification is what the consultant will be paying from his own pocket. So down the line, across the years, if you have to keep your certification active, that 6 months assessments is what a company will sponsor for that. Okay, so if you are employed with IBM, IBM will sponsor. If it is Accenture, Accenture will sponsor. The consultant will never keep that expense from his pocket.
Those who are using clients will pay for that.
Not the clients.
Yeah, company employer. Yeah.
Exactly. Employer has to take that, and the cost will be also huge difference. It will be like almost like under 60% discount they get it, because they take it on here volume, high volume, like 200, 300 consultants license. So they get it at a very cheaper price. So nobody will keep, as a consultant, nobody will invest on it.
How much it will be for central employee?
In an Indian currency, for an individual, it will be costing around 1.3 lakh. Where if a organization like IBM or Accenture, if they go and take it on a bulk, it will be just costing around 55 to 60,000.
So after completion of our course, if we want to go for certification, we have to pay 1,50,000.
No, that is different. That is only around 45 to 47,000 that will be costing for the certification. Where the one that I have told 1,30,000 is for 6 months updates. Every 6 months when you are going to have your updates written. So I'll just come to that point. Let me not deviate this. I have a dedicated slide on that certification thing. I'll again explain them. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, Mr. Ramana.
Siva, sorry. So you have a dedicated slide on that. So probably we can discuss on that in that.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Bhaskar. Okay. So this is the system, guys. Hope you are able to see. So this is the screen, the login screen of an instance. So once the project is completed, say if IBM is the company, I'm taking an example. If IBM is the IT company doing the project for the client called Coca-Cola. After the project is completed, Coca-Cola is going to use, all the employees of Coca-Cola are going to use this as a system. This is how the login screen looks like. Here, this logo called Best Run can be updated with the client Coca-Cola logo. And every employee will have their own ID password login through which they can get into the system. Even it might be general employee, a manager, HR, CEO, everybody will have their respective credentials with which they'll be logging into the system and execute the roles of their level. Like as a manager, what I have to do, as a HR, as a CEO, the respective roles will be defined. And right from this page, we can start doing the customization. Logo can be changed. This dark gray color in the background can be updated with some other colors, or completely images. Instead of this plain page, you can have a background image like Coca-Cola bottles and all. Like this, you can start customizing right from the login page. And currently I am logging in as an admin user, SF admin, so that I can show you everything. I have full access on the system as an admin. So almost 9 modules are activated out of 11. Almost 9 modules are activated in this system. So I'm going to show you a fully activated system. And when we log in, so it starts wishing on the home page. This is called the home page or the landing page. It starts wishing us with different shortcuts to the internal parts of the system. Shortcuts or the quick actions, you can say. With a single click, you'll be able to navigate to the internal applications, quick actions. Where if you see this request time off, we're clicking on this third card. So each and every block you see is called as a card, CARD card. So if you click on any of this card, it will redirect to the respective applications. Here, if I click on this, it brings me a page where I can apply leave. If I click on this, my profile, the second line, first one, this is going to redirect me to a page where my data is present completely. The current logged in person data, his personal details, his salary details, everything, whatever is his profile maintained, that data. Like, so that way, each and every card present here. Yeah, so each and every card that's present here is going to get redirected to a different place in the system. So as a quick access. And here we'll also have the list of all the various modules and applications that are activated in the system, like goals, performance, compensation management, career development, succession, recruiting. These are all the various SF modules that we have. All that which are activated will be shown up here. And this list completely differs person to person, company to company. So in this system, almost with 11 modules out of 9 modules getting activated. So I have this much list. If your company has taken license for only 4 modules, you will have only that 4 module navigations in the list. In that 4, if you are given permissions for only 2 modules, only 2 module navigations will appear in your list. So what you see will not be the same for everybody, every company. Based on their access levels and the activated modules, this drop down differs. Okay, and to get introduced with some important areas in this page. So if you go to this profile, my profile, if you click, I'll open it in a separate tab. So the current logged in user's profile will open up, guys, where I currently logged in as an admin user, which is Anya Singh. It's not my profile, it's an admin user profile called Anya Singh. Her profile is with what I've logged in actually, which will start showing her profile picture, her first name, last name, her job title, department, location in which she works, all that. With various sections of information that you have at the bottom. Her personal details, her employment details, salary, compensation details, like this, various things. Under personal, again, we have categories. So contact information, national IDs, address details, dependent details, like this, different kinds of personal. And again, under employment, also different types of employment details, we classify them. And this is how a profile looks like, with different sections of information that we can actually capture about an employee in the SuccessFactors system. Personal details, national IDs, work permit, if they have any work visas and all that details. Like this, we have a lot of things, address, dependents, various things. So this is a system or this is a screen where each and every minute detail of employee can be captured here, each and everything. Okay. And again, who can access your profile, who can see what data on your profile is everything that can be controlled through permissions, guys. Okay. So this is a profile page. And in this drop down, you have a navigation to something called as org chat. This org chat is a navigation that will basically help you with the hierarchical view of the employees. Who reports to whom? So for this lady called Anya Singh, she has a team of around 7 subordinates under her. And if we go one level up, to whom she reports to, we can see. Guys, please make yourself muted. I'm getting some background noise. Yeah. So this is where I've navigated to one more higher level. So Anya Singh reports to a person called Mr. Charles Brown, where he has a team of around 10 to 11 people. Like this, we can keep on navigating till the top of the organization that we reach, where in this system, we have Mr. Mohan Kumar maintained as the CEO. Mr. Mohan Kumar as the CEO, where he has a team of 4 direct reportees. One of that person again has 4 reportees, and from next level, it increases to 10, 11, like that. So this is how we have something called as org chat, which you can drag and drop like this, left and right, you can navigate. You have an option to zoom in and zoom out. You can download this navigation in the form of PDF or an image format. All this, where you have only requirement, the only thing that you as a consultant to be done is whether I want this tool to be used or not, a permission to be activated. That's it. You have no config required to be done for this. Automatically this comes up, because obviously we maintain the employee data in the HR system. For every employee, we maintain the manager. So based on the data that you maintain, A reports to B reports to C, that based on the data that you maintain, system will automatically bring up this hierarchical view. We don't require any config for this. So who should access this tool, who should not access the tool, just a permission is what we control. That's it. That way. So this is called the org chat. The hierarchy of the employees can be seen. And then on the right hand top corner, you will have the current logged in person photograph as a thumbnail. It appears with the name and all. Here you have settings. If you go for the settings, guys, this is the settings of your own login. Every person's their self login related settings can be found here. And you go for that. An individual can change his own password at any point of time without any admin assistance and all. Self, we can change our password as simple as we change our Gmail, LinkedIn passwords. And here we have language. Change language as an option, where here it shows us all the available languages, guys. So currently, out of 43 languages in this system, around 15 languages are activated. Everybody doesn't require all 43. If we have a company where our employees are in India, China, and Saudi, in India I can activate English or Hindi, for Saudi Arabic, for China, Chinese. That's it. So to help my employees of the respective localized languages is what I have to activate. That is enough. I don't require all 43 for every company. So in this system, 15 are chosen out of 43 and they are present here. Here you have the US English, the UK British English. It supports Arabic for Middle East, Japanese, Korean, multiple. If the current logged in user, if he feels comfortable to use it in Arabic, you can choose it and click on switch. And now you see the star system starts displaying you everything in the Arabic content. It gets going to get reviewed in the Arabic version. My refresh, it did not review properly. Yeah, you see this right from wishing you the good morning, good afternoon messages, and the section headings, each and every card title, everything is in Arabic. And as you know, Arabic script will be written from right to left. English, Hindi, and all we write from left to right, but Arabic is as it is written from right to left. So the screen alignment also got changed. The logo, which generally used to appear on the left-hand top corner, came to the right-hand top corner. This drop-down also, which used to be on the left, came to the right drop-down corner. This way. So SF takes to that extent. So not only the translations, even the alignment of the screens based on that particular script and all, SF will take care. But standard delivered things only will be auto translated. Anything that we are going to configure during our configurations, if we are going to bring up some additional new tiles here, new cards, if we are going to relabel anything standard, so such kind of any changes that you are doing as a part of configurations, it is the consultant responsibility to maintain the translations. Okay, so how do we work on the translations configuration also is what that will come in our configuration sessions. Okay, so that way, and at any point of time the user can again change to different language. Every minute he can change. That's not a problem. 15 are given to him, 15 languages. It's his choice at which minute which language he wants to use. So I'm now coming back to the English US. I don't know Arabic, guys. I just remember the navigation. Don't get surprised. That's it. I'm back in English. So this way the user can switch his language under settings any number of times. And here we have one more option called mobile, where if you want to log into your mobile application on your mobile phone into SuccessFactors, you can download your mobile app, SuccessFactors mobile app. Everybody knows how to download and install a mobile app. You can do that. Then to log in, you need not enter ID password on your mobile screen. Here you will get an option called activate via camera, where SF will give you the QR code of your login. You can scan this QR code on your mobile app and you get this login. Say if you scan this QR code, this Anya Singh's login comes into your mobile phone. That way every individual can scan the QR code of his own login and get it into his mobile phone without even manually entering ID password and all. So advanced. So that way, even on iPads and tablets, multiple devices across, you can use SuccessFactors solutions. So that advanced is where the SuccessFactors screens are, the solutions are, and even when you're navigating on the system, you don't get to feel like you're working on HR product, guys. The screens are very intuitive, and SAP has been investing a lot. Every 6 months, they're bringing up new UI improvements, user experience related. They're trying to make the system very modern. Okay, so this is the look and feel of an instance system at a high level. Let me take some questions. Yeah, Mr. Palak.
Hi, Shiva. Basically, I'm deviating a little from the topic, but I am a little confused about the different URLs that SuccessFactors have. And over here, we can see that it's the sales demo, right? And generally that is used for, demoing, say, something to the client. So my question is that, as you mentioned that Coca-Cola might be using this instance. So will it be a different URL for Coca-Cola, or will they be using the sales demo?
Definitely not the sales demos. So sales demos are for our internal practice or any demonstrations to different prospective clients and all. When a company has actually invested a money and they have purchased the SuccessFactors license, so they will not use demo systems. There will be production live systems. For that, the client systems, you will have different URL where the company ID, if you see the URL properly, for every company, 10-character unique code will be given for every Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, whoever takes the SF license, this unique code will be given. So that code in your link will differentiate whether you are entering into Coca-Cola system or PepsiCo system or Turkish Airlines, whatever. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Right. Followed by, we have Mr. Prasant.
Yeah, Shiva. Shiva, can it be possible to use it dually while in laptop as well as in mobile at the same time?
Absolutely. So I have my SuccessFactors mobile app continuously logged in, and I also log in into mobile. Definitely, that's the problem. Same like you keep your Facebook, LinkedIn, Gmail actively logged in across devices. Same way.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Thank
Yeah, Sheetal?
Yeah, hi. So in terms of the systems, there are two systems, right? Like one is the production and one is quality, right? Or is there like,
No,
I'm
no,
just
no, no,
comparing
no.
with asset.
No, no. Of course, they are there. Systems, when you say it is provisioning an instance. Okay, let me just show you that slide once again. When you say systems, provisioning an instance, the one that I have been showing you till now is the instance. Provisioning is one more that we have. The development, quality, production, what you say is called the landscape. So these two systems, instance and provisioning, sorry. Yeah, these two systems, instance and provisioning, you will have it in development environment. Second, you will have it in quality environment. Third, you will have it in production environment. Okay, so that's the way how you do the configurations, move it for testing, move it for real time. That's a project thing. That's another story that we'll discuss later. But if you are
Yeah.
required to work on SF, two systems is what you first have to understand. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, Pooja.
Shiva, I am an HR by profession. So just to give you an
Okay.
intro. So I want to understand, because I'm completely new to this, and what would be my role when I want to switch my career to this. So what will be my core roles and responsibilities once I get on hands on this? So I want to understand that.
Yeah, definitely. So that's my next context actually. So as you already brought up the point, there is the thing what we are going to do. So once you learn success factors, what are you actually learning and what role are you going to play in the real-time career? If we have to discuss on that terms, you're going to configure the system. Okay, so now you will be from the IT sector now. So you might be currently from the core HR, but now you will be into the IT sector where, say example, the same example that I've been taking. If Coca-Cola is a company that wants to implement a HR product for their employees in the company, they reach out to an IT company. It might be they come to IBM, Accenture, anywhere. So now if you are an employee of IBM, you will configure the product of SuccessFactors to that client. What do we configure, you say? If you take Employee Central. So how does the hiring process of Coca-Cola should happen? Once they hire, when it comes to promotions, how should they be configured? Transfers, terminations. So what screen should be coming up? When I'm going to hire an employee, what all data the Coca-Cola wants to capture? How do I get the screen ready for that? When I'm going to do the promotions, I need an approval flow. It has to go to head of the department. It has to go to head of HR. Like that, business to business, they have different requirements. In one company, they say head of the department has to approve. Other company, they say reporting manager is enough to approve. So that approval flows, the screen level fields, the screen level validations, all that is what we configure as a consultant. Okay, again, underline point, without any coding involved. And when we say the word as IT, people first think like any programming, coding and all. Definitely not. SuccessFactors is purely a functional role. You have only configurations that you do on the front end, but no coding involved. So such kind of things is what we do. Example, here you have a screen where the personal details of the employee are to be captured. This is a standard screen. You show it to your client. You show it to the client and client says, make gender as a mandatory field. We have that setting as a consultant that we can do. Remove this preferred name field. We don't want it. We only want first name, middle name, last name. We don't want preferred name. Remove this field. That we can remove. Here there is no blood group as a field. They say, I want a custom field called blood group where I can capture the blood group of an employee. Adding that field. So these kinds of things is what we as a consultant will be able to configure and give it to the client. Some basic things to start with. And finally, if we make some data changes here and if I click on save, it should not directly be saved. So if an employee is going to update his marital status from single to married. So when he joined the company, it is single. Now he is married. When he's changing it and clicking on save, it has to go for some proper approval channel. So configuring that approval process. So that is what we do as a consultant. Got it?
Yes, Shiva. Thanks. That's clear.
Perfect. This is only at an example of high level in Employee Central. In performance management, you will configure the performance calculations. So some clients say we want to do the rating on 1 to 5 scale. Some companies say 1 to 10 scale. And how should that average come up? Okay, so that averaging calculations in performance management. Recruiting management level, it's again different, like how does the selection process happen? In some companies, they need 2 rounds of technical assessments. Some companies, they need only 1 round of technical. Some companies need a background check. Some companies don't want a background check. It depends upon there. In the recruitment, you have different configurations that comes up. And again, actually coming back to my context, guys, what I'm actually discussing is the systems, where instance system is what I just introduced you, where provisioning also I would like to quickly give you a glance. I'll not spend more time on provisioning. In our regular sessions, we'll see that in detail. So basically, instance system and provisioning system will be having their independent separate URLs, so individual separate credentials. So once we log in into the provisioning, so this is the first page, the login screen that appears. Once I go inside and give my credentials and I get in, it will show me this page where the list of companies what I'm currently associated with will all be shown here. Companies in the sense clients. So I, as an employee of IBM, parallelly, if I'm working on 2-3 different projects, so each and every line item here represents one company. So this being a demo system, it's given like new demo, latest demo, like this demo. But in real time, you get it as Coca-Cola Beverages Limited, PepsiCo Beverages Limited, like that. The client names is what it will come with every client's unique ID. As I told, every project will be given with one dedicated 10-character ID. So this is that will appear. So when it comes to provisioning, in one single login, the consultant can access multiple company related provisionings actually. Of course, but on the instance side, you will have dedicated URLs. The URL of Coca-Cola project will be different. URL of PepsiCo project will be different, like that. But in the backend provisioning side, in one single URL, we will be able to access multiple projects with what all projects I am currently involved in, that will appear. So if I go for this say latest demo as a company, the hyperlink, it takes me inside where we have a lot of options, a lot of things under the provisioning that we can do. But the very important thing is under the company structure, the company settings. Under the very first one called company settings, we'll have the activations. What all activations I told you will be present. Guys, Ashwani, please make sure your device is in mute. It happened twice. Yeah, don't disturb the session, please. Sorry, gentlemen. Sorry for the inconvenience. Let me go back and come once again. Yeah. So whenever you log in, you first see this list of projects that you're connected with. You click on any of the project for which you currently want to deal with. And once you enter into that, the very first one called company settings is what you have to click. And when you click on the company settings, you will be brought up to a page where you scroll down a little bit. From here, you start the activations you see. Each and every line has a checkbox. Each and every checkbox is one activation point. So do you want to activate performance management module or not? You have a checkbox. Do you want to activate succession planning module as a checkbox? Language packs. Here you have a section called language packs, where under this, all 43 languages what SF supports today are listed here. For this client, which languages you want, you activate them. This UK English, US English, Spanish, French, Canadian, Hungarian, Italian, like this, you have all that. You have the Arabic for Middle East. You have the Hindi for India. Like this, 43 languages are listed. Which language this client is actually asking for, you activate that. Then going down like compensation management module. In that compensation management, which features and functionalities to be enabled, disabled again. The module activation is one thing. in that module which features are required, which are not required for this client, like that. So you will have thousands of checkboxes in this page. Going from top to bottom, you will have n number of, but everybody doesn't require to know everything. If you are a consultant dealing with EC, you would remember EC related navigations. If you are a PMGM consultant, deal with PMGM related. That's it. And majority of that points here will be by default active by the time you come here. On an average per module, 15 activations is what we have to remember. For EC, some 15 checkboxes. For recruitment, some 15 checkboxes, like that. On an average, 15 per module is what we have to remember. That's it. So this is how the provisioning looks like. Of course, not that great UI, and SAP is not investing on the UI part of the system because this is only a backend system that consultant will see. The customer is not going to see the system. As I already told, only a certified consultant will get into the system. Client who is investing lakhs of rupees also will not come into the system. They don't get the access. So SAP's investment is all on the front end. The UI wise, they are improving this system instance wise. Okay. So that is how the provisioning look like. So what we actually perform in provisioning and all in our regular sessions down the line, we'll get to know more about it. Okay. Yeah, I guess Sheetal has a question. Yeah, Sheetal, please.
Yeah, in the provisioning system, you showed like, there were many projects you said, right? So if I'm taking an example of like any company like Pepsi, so what function would those, those line items of different projects be? Because as per my understanding, one company would have one project, or these line items basically.
One company, it will be like one item. That's it. If it is Coca-Cola project, Coca-Cola Beverages Limited, one thing. If it is PepsiCo, PepsiCo, one thing. That's it. You will not have multiple line items.
Okay. Okay.
And we have.
And sorry, in terms of the landscape also, would there be any mention of this, or there'll be like different links for different, like quality system and all those things, dev system?
Definitely. So instance URL and provisioning URL are the way how they are two separate. Again, for every instance, you will have separate. In development level, I'll have two separate URLs. Again, in quality, I'll have two separate URLs, like that. So the URL will also change based on it, whether it is a development environment or quality or production kind of.
So okay. Provisioning and instance, two URLs for each landscape, like, right?
Exactly. Total 3 into 2, you'll have 6 different URLs in a project.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, for the people of non-IT background, so don't get surprised what is this development quality and all. No worries. There is definitely a stage where I'll introduce all that. So she's already having an IT background. She's just asking that. No worries. Yeah, Vasu.
Yeah, so in relevance to the same thing. So here we are creating instance for a provisioning, right? So for one company, there'll be on one provisioning, and in that provisioning, we'll be mapping multiple instances. Is it correct?
No. For one, it'll be one provisioning, one instance as one mapping. That's it. Okay.
So suppose, like you mentioned, there are 3 instances. You might explain it later as well, but I'll put forward my question. So suppose there is a development, quality, and production. Say there are 3. For each of the instances will have its own provisioning, you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
So the one which you showed has 3 instances. What does that actually signify? If you can
those are 3 different systems totally. You read them as 3 systems, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, and call them as 3 different projects.
Okay.
First one belongs to Coca-Cola, second one to PepsiCo, third one Indian Airlines, fourth one Turkish Airlines. You treat them as each and everything as different client totally. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So my login is connected with 4 different projects, like that.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, Mr. Ramana, go ahead.
Yeah. As a company, I have multiple locations in different countries. So as a DC distributions, as a location where my server would reside in Singapore, would all the countries would be connecting and the data would be stored there, or it would be distributed across DC?
No, for one client, it will be only in one data center. So you might be having your employees' operations in various countries, but it will be one data center dedicated, and that will be SAP's decision where to place it. So whether they'll host it in Singapore data center or in a US data center or South Africa, it's SAP's decision actually. Okay. And then moving on to Pooja.
Yeah, Shiva. So, see, I am part of one of the consulting, company, and I'm hiring these folks who are, supporting success factor and basically HR. I don't know if you're aware of this, but yes, HR transformation and change management is something that I'm hiring right now. So I'm from an HR background to recruiting. So my interest lies there because I know that is something which is right now booming in the market. So I want to understand, will, if I look at myself, say after 7 years or 8 years, if I complete with my success factor certification and I put my hands on, will that yield me to working with these kind of projects into HR transformation and change?
Absolutely. So to say definitely in the past 2 to 3 years, minimum if I have to take last 2 years post B20, the market of success factors clearly says 70, not 70, 40% of the people are from the core HR background and the recruiting backgrounds that are migrating into success factors. 40% in last 2 years. Okay, so it's a open market for the people of these backgrounds, and people with domain experience are more in demand. Because example, when a company is looking for a consultant, it's not only they know the product. If they can guide the client in terms of process, it's more beneficial. So people with core domain experience like you with 7 years around, you can even drive the customer in terms of the process. This is a good process. This is not a good process. You can also suggest them in that, not only configuring and sitting in front of the laptop. Okay. So profiles like you with core domain experience are more in demand.
Okay, so say I come with about like 8 years into HR, and now if I do success factor, so I think in future I can move to HR transformation and these change management kind of roles.
Absolutely, yeah. And once you're done success factors and you're working in SF for around a couple of years, if you add project management related initiatives, PMP and all, it's a bright.
Okay. Thanks, Shiva.
Give me a moment, guys. There is some question in the chat. I would like to know experience level hierarchy SF who actually bring the ad business in service-based companies. I'm not that sure, Vijay. I'm not clear with the question actually. And let me read it out once again. Sorry. Service-based companies. So additional business and service-based companies, I don't say additional or general and all. So basically,
it's not additional.
What is ad?
It's not ad. SF business. I mean, to who's the actual person brings the
SF business. So that will be sales guys. So example, IBM is IT company. Okay. So for IBM, who is going to bring the business? If you ask, IBM is also a service company. So for IBM, who is bringing the business means it is the IBM sales people. Every IT company will have its sales. So these sales people will go to the client. They go to Coca-Cola office. They say that, so we have a very good product from SAP called SuccessFactors. So that will be very much beneficial for your employees. If you have any thought of implementing a new HR product, consider SF. And IBM has a very good consultants who can help you in this implementation. That way they market the product. So IBM sales people will go to different clients and they bring the business. That is one source. Second source, guys, please be on mute. Second source will be SAP. Directly SAP will be referring the clients. So because SAP can't do every project in the market. Okay. So when there are some clients, so if Coca-Cola goes to SAP, I want SuccessFactors project to be done. SAP itself will recommend. IBM has good set of team that you can reach out to them. or Accenture has good set of team, you can reach out to them. SAP will also give the potential clients to the IT companies. So that is two ways. One, I bringing my own business, and when I have good team, SAP will also recommend projects to me. So two different ways the service companies will get the business. Okay.
And also the level of experience hierarchy, like with the 2 to 4 years can be a consultant, and later it could be like where it goes from consultant to.
Okay, so when it comes to the hierarchy of roles, consultants, senior consultants, you'll grow as a lead, you'll grow as a solution architect. So when you start with 1 or 2 modules, you're like a consultant, senior consultant. When you're growing your exposure towards 4 or 5 modules, you'll be a lead. When you have the overall experience on the entire suite, you need not work on every module. If you have an understanding of all the 10 modules of SF, you will grow as a solution architect. From there, the project managers that way. A huge career paths in SuccessFactors area. Okay, let me move on to a couple of other people. Yeah, Akash Mishra.
Yeah, hi, Shiva. Shiva, my question is, here I'll be learning performance and goal management, but majority of my experience is into recruiting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to getting a job, from the job perspective, how my candidature will be, adjudged, and so I don't know.
It's absolutely demand and supplier. Just trust that. Demand and supply. Market requires professionals on EC PMGM, Employee Central Performance Management. These are the top modules. When I need to implement this project in my company, I look for a consultant who has the expertise in EC or PMGM, who is certified, who can help me in this project. Okay, he worked last 10 years in recruitment or not, I don't bother. Okay. And even you are doing the career migration for a better career, for a better prospect. So we need not look that my last 5 years is into recruitment, so I let me do recruitment only. No point. Today, what is in demand in the market, I will do that. My past experience should not decide my next upcoming career. Okay, so that way. So
okay, sure.
Doesn't matter. It's all about you being trained on the on-demand module, certified. Your profile will fly in the market. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Shiva.
As I just pause a couple of minutes on the questions, I just have to introduce something, which is basically as a part of this training program, we'll be arranging one blog. One second. Please be on mute. Yeah. So if you see this, so we have this SAP SuccessFactors training blog May. This is basically for the previous batch of May batch and all. So this kind of a blog is what that will be created, where you will have different tabs in it, in which you will have one dedicated tab for materials that we post everything there, the documents that you can access. You have a tab for video recordings, so that every Saturday, Sunday, whatever sessions we take, so between 24 to 36 hours, so that recording will be hosted here. So that later part of the week, if you want to recap it, look at it once again, so you will have all the recordings uploaded here. So for all those people who get registered and make their commercials part, so the access will be released. And for weekly, you to join the sessions and all, the links for the weekly meetings and all will be available within the blog itself. And you'll have a discussion board where when you're practicing, preparing during the week. So if you have any questions, you need not wait till the weekend for getting your query answered. So you will have a discussion board where you can post your query, so that I can have a look at it and I can answer it between again 24 hours, like that. I'll try to answer their queries that way. So this blog is one I have to introduce to all of the people here, where once you're registered, you'll get this, that it will be one single point for you to access materials, recordings, links, everything. Okay, this is what I want to introduce. And coming back, yeah, Chandrasekhar, let me take one question.
Yeah, basically for HR people, jobs will be low. For example, ours is 1,000 employees company. 10 HR team is handling, okay, using small software. So where these many jobs we get if we learn success factors? Because for any company, 5 or 10 people will be enough for recruiting, payroll, right? So how much percentage success factors has in the job market?
Yeah.
Employment percentage. For example, because developers, every company needs developer, every company needs network engineer, Java programmer. So how much percentage employment it has in the market?
Okay. So when it comes to success factors employment percentages, so success factors first of all being the niche resource, that is where you might be having many HR professionals, people who do MBA HR is everybody a HR. Okay, but when it comes to a software of HR, how many you have, how many HR softwares you have? That too, when you come to a cloud-based platform like in SuccessFactors today, how many do you have in the market? And in the cloud-based, how many HR softwares are having these many modules? 11 modules in it, with an integration capability to multiple, where the ranking of SF has become very easy there. So you can easily filter out, and it has become a very rare solution. Okay, so then the competition is very less. You have no major product that is coming nearby in the success factors competition. So that is the first thing that we realize. Now success factors being a option for majority of the clients, that being one among the top three more suggestions that you get in the market, or the options that you get in the market with no more competition. So obviously the clients are implementing success factors. Every business in the market need a HR software. I own a business with 100 employees, I need HR software. I own a company with 50,000 employees, I need a HR software. And success factor is applicable even from that level. So previous SAP HCM, when we are having SAP based HCM solution, it is applicable only for companies minimum having some 800,000 employees only can afford it, minimum. Now, but success factors can be afforded by even a business having 50 employees also. They can take 50 licenses. But when in old days in SAP HCM, it's not possible. You need a proper turnover and all to go for SAP product. But now it's very simple. Every small business can go. So the number of prospective clients has increased, and SF has become a very limited option. So there are no cloud softwares in the market that reach the capability of SF. So that's where more clients coming for SF, and we have more demand for the success factors opportunities. It's all proportional. Got it?
Got it.
And let me also answer on the certification thing, guys. So once you got trained and when you're planning for the certifications, so it's basically we have something called SAP certification in cloud. So this is what we have to subscribe for. So I'll once our training is done and all, at the end of the program, I'll in detail explain where to go, where to book your examination thing, all that of course, but at a high level. So this certification in cloud is something we have to subscribe, which will be costing $580 in Indian currency. With the taxes and all, it comes somewhere around 47,000. And that is a payment that you make one time, and you will get 6 attempts. The third line on my screen, 6 attempts is what you get with a one-time payment of around 47,000. You can write up to 6 different modules of certification. So people think like for every module I have to pay 47,000. No, it's one time you pay, you can write up to 6 modules. You guys are already getting trained on 2 modules. You still have 4 more attempts. If you want to learn 2 more other modules also, later also you can learn and write it. So where the one that you purchase will come up with a validity of 1 year. Within that 1 year, you have to use that 6 attempts and you have to write, where every module of SF has its respective certification. It's not one single certification as SF. EC certification separate, PMGM separate, recruitment separate. Like that, we have every modules its independent certification. And the pass number of questions in each paper will be 80 questions. And the pass percentage will vary between 60 to 75%, where EC might be 65%, recruitment might be 67%, like that. It varies between 60 to 75 when it comes to pass percentage. So this is in terms of the certification model related, so the cost that you will be required to invest initially when you're going for certification, guys.
So
That's
just for one module, $580 approximately.
That's what I told. It is one-time payment, not one module. One time you pay that $580, you will be able to write 6 certifications. They give you 6 certificates. Okay. That's a wrong assumption people have in the market and they get tensed. No, it's only one time you pay it and you'll write up to 6 modules. Okay. And just also people ask me like, should I pay this full amount or do I get installments and all? So of course, SAP doesn't give you installments. You can do the payment of this this examination thing on your credit card, and you can convert your credit card transaction into EMIs. That's some other story. Okay, let me take some questions. We have Suhita.
Hi, Shiva. I have a question because whenever I see the job market, they always ask for minimum 3 years of experience and have done the experience of at least one configuration cycle. So the people who like us who has done only the certification and we got only the knowledge in training of doing that. So where do we stand after completing the certificate?
Yeah. So that's a common secret, guys. It's an open secret actually. So not only in SAP, various technologies in the market, that's common that nobody offers fresher positions, but they need experienced professionals. So that's a common thing. And even to get into the market with a projected experience is also a common thing. So I recommend to all my participants, all my previous 1,000 participants, the same formula. Once you're done with your training and certification, enter into the market with at least 1.5 to 2 years of projected experience. Minimum 2 years of projected experience is what you enter. Say you're already you're already working on SF. There's nothing wrong. So you already spent 5 months, around 4 or 5 months in training, practice and all. You're already in touch with the system past 4 or 5 months. You're certified. You have the knowledge to take up the interviews. So when you maintain 2 years of experience in your profile already, 0 to 2 years, the interview will be not big difference. Fresher or a 2 years level doesn't make huge difference. You'll be able to handle it for sure. So everybody should require to enter the market with some projected experience. Then I'm having this experience, how can I project, etc. The questions. That's how individual have to manage. Where I say definitely whatever might be a current project, current role, current company, say that there is an internal project that happened on SF in your company, internal implementation. And because I'm already trained and certified a couple of years back, they gave me an opportunity to work on that project. Okay, you need not go for any fake documents, fake pay slips, nothing. If you're in your current role, you say that there is an internal implementation that happened in my project, in my company, and they gave me an opportunity to work in that. Where you'll be able to answer the questions, you'll be able to show your certifications, you have your genuine documents, everything will go clear. So this is how people switch their careers. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Bhaskar, I'll get back to you on the question that you are asking. Directly reach out to you. I have to explain it out of the record here, not this. Okay, so this is all, guys, in terms of the things what I actually plan to introduce you with on this very first session, the demo level. So what we cover in the curriculum and how we execute the program, how the system looks like, what is actually SF, architecture, systems, all that. So in our sessions from tomorrow is where we'll get into the basics. So once I'll give a brief recap of the things that we have discussed at the intro level, and few more basic things is what we get a chance to look at in the tomorrow's session actually. And from next weekend, we'll get into the full-fledged config topics. Okay, so that's how the plan.
Sorry, Shiva. I have a question regarding the certification. So I complete my training and get certified and I don't get placed. How long the certificate will be valid and how it would be?
Yeah, the certification, what you write is obviously lifetime valid, subjected to every 6 months you are going through a small assessment. So as I told, SF will be releasing new features and functionalities every 6 months. They also release a document saying, so now if you are EC certified, in EC, now in this software release, these are the around 30-40 updates that got released. They release one document. So we just have to go through the 30-40 pages document, and at the end of the document, there will be like 5 questions or 8 questions, a small assessment. You have to answer them. So
do I need to be working if I have to do that?
Yeah, let me complete. So you need not be working. End of the day, you should be able to give that assessment every 6 months. If you are working for an organization, your employer will sponsor you for that access where you have to write that exam. If you are not employed, so you have to spend it from your own pocket. That's the main difference. But even if you're not employed, if you're ready to spend it from your own pocket, you can invest it and you can write your 6 months updates, and your certification will stay active. If you miss that 6 months updates, your actual certification will expire if you miss any 6 months upgrades. So once that upgrade release, they'll give you around 90 days of time, 90 to 100 days of time that you can give your assessment. If you did not give it even after that 90 to 100 days of period, so then your main certification will expire and you have to retake it again.
Okay, how much I have to pay for the next level, like the
so for
assessment?
that 6 months assessments thing, per 1 year you have to pay 1,30,000 if you are investing from your own pocket. Generally, nobody does that. Okay. Yeah. So the point is, if even 6 months, guys, please don't deviate the process. I will call the name. Okay, let me answer. The point is that 6 months not getting a job doesn't generally happen. SF is a booming market, a lot of opportunities. It doesn't happen that 6 months after you certified, you don't get a job. That doesn't generally happen. But if you have a case, you will let your certification expire. You still have 4 more attempts. You have done 2 certifications. Out of 6, you still have 4 more attempts. You have 6 more months of time. You without paying any extra cost, you retake the certification. So I don't, this is a general advice I give to anybody. Never go for investing that 1.5, 1.3 lakh thing. If really your certification is going to expire, let it expire. And you retake it once again within the same cost what you have already invested last time, and you still have 4 more attempts remaining in it. Got it? Hope that answers your query.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Mr. Vaibhav.
So Shiva, how many certifications is required to get in this SF market? Minimum like 2 certifications, 3 certifications?
Yeah, as per the 2022 market, guys, companies are looking for multi-skill set where 2 is minimum, 3 is good to have. Okay, so 2 is also very good. So even when I take the interviews and all, if a candidate is having minimum 2, so that's where the profiles will be selected. If you have 3, you're already in a very best safe side. But I encourage to start with 2. If you have to keep learning 3 modules, it takes like 3-4 months on training itself. Again, practicing 1.5 months, it will become like 6 months where people will start losing their concentration. So 2 is good to start. Once you're into the market, within next 1 year, you try to cover 1 more module so that you'll be having the 3rd module once you're into the job market. That way.
Thank you.
That's it. So this is for now, guys. Hope there are no hands raised anymore. Oh, sorry, there are some hands raised. Sorry, let me finish them. Yeah, Akash Mishra, please.
Yeah, hi, Shiva. I have one question. Telling that I have 2 years of experience and having 2 years of experience, definitely it is a little different thing. Plus, are there any companies mid-size or small size, they do take freshers?
Of course, I don't say no. There are companies, but of course, when they take fresher, the treatment will be in the same way. So your package range will be in that range only, where when it comes to on-site opportunities and all, you'll be the second priority. Okay, you don't get the client-facing roles. So when you have to speak with the client, take the requirements from the client and all, you are a second option every time. You will be the back-end resource. Somebody will be traveling to the client. Somebody will be attending the meetings, everything. They give you the requirements and you sit in the back door and you work and give them the output. That's it. You don't get that recognition, that pay range, all that. But of course, there are companies who also offer for non-certified, but definitely less opportunities. If you have 100 for certified, you have only 30-35 for non-certified, that way.
No, what I'm asking, even after certification, we will be considered as a fresher, right?
I mean, even the same thing, even the fresher thing is works on the same way.
And normally, if we talk about the pay rate, what would be the difference for a fresher and a 2-year guy?
Okay, so it's basically experience into 2 + 2 guys. Okay, the market equation is up to around 8 to 9 years. If I have to speak in terms of the Indian market, if I speak, it's experience into 2 + 2. If you are around say 5 years, it's 5 into 2, 10 + 2, 12. Minimum 12 is minimum for 5 years. If you are 8 years, 18 is minimum. Okay, 16 + 2, that way. When you cross 9 years, it becomes experience into 2. When you cross 13 years overall experience into 2 - 1. That is how the equation is.
Okay.
And for freshers, I on an average, the current market is like minimum 8 lakhs. Freshers, we are certified fresher, 8 lakhs is minimum that I see.
All right. Thank you, Shiva.
Yeah. And Deepti Bhatia.
Hi Shiva. Actually, I have a doubt regarding the certification. Like the certification that we go for, it's just valid for 6 months. We have to go for an upgrade. Like I'm SAP Activate Project PM certified, but that does not has an end validity to it.
Yeah, that is different how it operates. When it comes to SuccessFactors, it is different. The SuccessFactors certifications, to keep your main certification active, every 6 months you have to go through that upgrade. So,
So it's an upgrade exam and that we have to give again, but it's not that I have to give the complete certification exam, or it's the certification exam that I'm giving again and again every 6 months.
Not at all. That's what I told, right? So every 6 months when new features are being released, they release a small document of 30-40 pages. Out of that, and the end of the document, once you read the entire 40 pages document, there may be 5 or 8 or 10 questions that differs again from every 6 months. So that 8 questions or 10 questions, whatever, you have to answer it. That's it. It's not the main official certification.
And also like the main exam fees is the one that is there, but this upgrade exam, the fees is not like, the fee structure would be different for that, right?
Yeah, that's what I told for the site where you have to give that 6 months assessments. It has a separate name for that. So that will be costing 1.3 lakh per year.
Okay.
That means one time 1.3 lakh if you have invested, like 2 6 months items you can give in that. Okay.
Right.
But no consultant will invest from his own pocket. Employers will be sponsoring that access.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank
That's
you.
it. And guys, one last question for the day. Any further questions? I'll take it up from the next sessions, next days. So today, last question, class Sheetal.
Yeah, hi. So just regarding the training, this will start from tomorrow onwards, right? That's what you were saying?
Yeah. Tomorrow also it's a kind of some minimum basic topics is what we start in the name of intro session. Okay, and from next weekend we'll get into the regular configs level.
Okay. And so it's like, it's going to be, what's the duration going to be like? It's going to be 1 hour or 2 hour session on
Saturday, Sunday, 2 hours, 8 to 10 p.m. IST. You might be from any part of the globe, get aligned with IST, 8 to 10 p.m. Saturday, Sunday, and it goes for a period of 2.5 to 3 months.
Okay, so 2.5 to 3 months, so somewhere around like December, right?
Yeah, definitely. Now we are in like mid of October, like max by mid of Jan, that's going to be finished.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so that's it for now, guys. And tomorrow we'll again have a quick recap of the things what we have seen today, and regular topics and all. We'll start having an introductions where more in detail about certification, the place where we have to go, where do you have to pay the fee, how to book your exam slot, how does the exam pattern looks like, all that. So no worries, I'll be giving you a very good detail about it once we complete at least one single module. So I'll give you the guidance on that. So the minimum detail that you need is the costing, what will be involved, and I hope I have given you that already. Okay. Perfect, guys. So this is for today. Let's again connect back in the tomorrow session.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.